5 steps of the in-person meeting. And again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. A couple of the areas I want to spend a little bit more time talking about. But if you have a piece of paper and pencil, if you want to follow in your workbook, I'm going to give you the 5 steps. So pretty simple, so let me walk it through with you. So the first step is what we call as an attention-getting statement. Now, the attention-getting statement is designed to take us back to the discovery meeting when I learned about what you were looking for, what your pressing needs were. I read a book one time, and the author made this premise. He said, people don't buy because they understand your product. They buy because they think you understand their needs. Let me repeat that because I think it's important. People don't buy because they understand your products or products. They buy because they think you understand their needs, because they think you get it. So what I want to do is when I start off the meeting, I want to revisit that needs conversation that we had. When you told me what you were looking for, I want you to know that I heard you and that my recommendation is going to be based on what we talked about last week. So it could be something as simple as this. Hey, Gene, when you and I got together last week, one of the things that you mentioned to me was that you have money sitting in a bank. You like it there because it's safe. It's pretty liquid. You know you're not going to lose it, but you don't like it because it doesn't generate income for you. And if you could find a safe way to generate more income than you're getting from the bank, you'd be intrigued and be interested in maybe doing something, if something like that even existed. Has anything changed since then, or is that still consistent with what you're looking for? Good. So again, I just want to revisit that last conversation. And again, the point and the purpose is to engage a dialogue, not a monologue. I'm not jumping into presentation mode and just spitting all over you, if you will. So I do a quick little recap of what we talked about. Okay, so that's step 1. So pretty simple. All right, step 2, and then I'll get some reactions. Step 2 is what we call is a summary description. Now, the key word in here, and there's only 2 words, but the key word is this is a summary of my idea. I'm not in the weeds yet. I'm not in the details. I'm going to give you a quick little summary, a quick little thumbnail sketch of what I'm thinking, get your reaction, see if I'm even on the right page. I may determine I need to call an audible right here at the line. If I mention a particular idea and all of a sudden you look and say, well, Jack, I've done that before. I'm not going to spend the next 10 minutes talking about it. If you weren't happy with it. And I want to find out a little bit about what your experience was before I move in. So thus a summary description. So let me give you an example of what that might sound like, and then I'll get some reactions. So I said, so Gene, has anything changed since you and I got together last week? Is that still consistent with what you're looking for? Good. Well, since then, I've talked to a lot of the folks in the office. I've talked to some of our wholesalers, if you will, and I think what makes the most sense for you right now, Gene, is very popular right now, is what we call as a market link CD. And what I like about it is safe, just like the money that you have at the bank, but it has the potential to generate significantly more income than you're getting from your CDs right now. Gene, are you familiar with market link CDs and maybe how they're different from some of the traditional CDs that you've invested in the past? Now, if Gene comes back and says, no, I'm not, I move straight into the next step. If he says, yes, I am, I want to explore that. Have you invested in the past? Did you look at them in the past? What was your reaction to them? If I start talking about tax-free municipal bonds, I'm going to say, have you ever invested in tax-free municipal bonds? What was your experience? What specific ones did you invest in? So I want to explore this a little further to see how in depth that I want to get into before I actually launch into the details of my specific idea. So it's just a very simple general summary of my idea to see where I go from there. So let me get a couple